Okay, so we have a fresh memory chip in here, and we're solving the trigeminal nerve. So cool. Man, and then cranial equals father. Man, every word. This is a father triple, the fifth cranial nerve. Like, he's got this market cornered. The fifth cranial nerve is like a father. And this is amazing. So when you say the fifth, that's plus 24 from father. Cranial equals father, and nerve is plus 6 from father. So it's just like a giant stack. A father, 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 triple. Okay, so we solved trigeminal to our satisfaction. It was a Christ-Father combo. Man, look at the sixes in there. 36, 12, 12, A. Good night, okay. It's a marvel. Even that is all sorts of father offsets there. CNV, even the V is plus 1, okay. Sensation in the face and motor functions such as biting and chewing. The largest of the cranial terms derives from the fat. Okay, so we solved that. It has three major branches: the ophthalmic nerve, the maxillary nerve, and the mandibulary nerve. So those are probably labeled. I don't know if they're labeled that well. Ooh. We are looking at, wow, so these are the brain, so this is what we're looking at. We're looking at the big ones that go to your face. The trigeminal. So we solved trigeminal for Christ and Father. Huge solve to solve that. And then now I'm curious about the names, as always. So that divides by 3. That's plus 2. And this is plus 1. And I was hoping that it was plus 1. And it is. That's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Who gets the plus 1? What is maxillary nerve? Is one of the 3 branches of the trigeminal nerve. It comprises the principal functions of sensation from the maxillary, the nasal cavity, the sinuses, and the palate, like the tongue, right? The roof of the mouth. And palate is plus 1, father. Just like sinus. Oh yeah, you solve your sinuses. Sinuses is glaring for father. Pure 6 is on top. Whether you say sinus or sinuses, just like palate. We solved nasal cavity. That was also plus 1. And maxillary is also plus 1. And that was the word that really, what is the maxillary? Oh, that's the largest forebone in your face, isn't it? Yeah, there's the maxilla. It's basically the center of your face. Okay, so back to the maxillary nerve. Comprises the principal functions from this maxillary nasal cavity, both in position and size, intermediate both in positions. So it's in the middle, and in between the ophthalmic nerve and the mandibular nerve. Whoa! So this goes to the center of your face. Then this goes to your eyes, I'm guessing, and this goes to your jaw. Its function is the transmission of sensory fibers from the teeth, the skin between the palate and the mouth, the nasal cavity and sinuses. So basically what you feel in the center of your face. Welcome to the proudest physical creation on earth of God, the human body. So we're pleased to solve this. Ooh, this will clarify. So now this shows the maxillary and the mandibular nerves. Now this is so gorgeous, and I was hoping this. Mandibular is +2 and parallels Jesus in its design, and Christ as well. And then maxillary is Father. So we're going to put these two together and get a beautiful three-fest. But for our discussion, maxillary is on top. I always like to mention when I see a +1 that's on top. So here's the big sucker. We solved that. But so maxillary is +1 for Father, and then now this is the mandibular. You can see, yeah. So there's the big three branches. So maxillary goes to the center of your face, and then mandibular goes to the bottom of your face. So your chin, your jaw, and sides of your, like your cheeks. Semi-lunar ganglion. Okay. So, even the word ganglion is +1 for Father. Okay, so whether you, in fact, Father is at the dead center of ganglion. Okay, so whether you call it a nerve or ganglion, Father's got you covered. So Father, it's all familiarity, folks. The more you look, the more it just gets in your brain. You'll get this. So Father's at the dead center of ganglion. There he is again, sitting in the center. And then the obvious, an I and O equals an F and an R, and a G plus an N equals an A and a T, and then an A plus an L equals an H and an E. So obvious letter for letter construction here. I would actually like to point out that there's centrality in the offsets. I already mentioned some really cool things, but that provides your +1. Then this is 15, and that's 24. That's fine. But I liked what I mentioned already. Yeah. Father, the dead center of ganglion. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So the G, a lot of things you can point out. Everything that I spoke, the GLI equals the TH at the center, but I always check the center. I noticed that the GL already provided the +1 offset for the TH, and now this provides equivalence. And then lo and behold, wow, there it is. It just came to us. So now, and then there's the 15 on the left and 15 on the right. And the simplest way to make 15 is 1 plus 14. Pardon my zoom. And so now Team Gold obviously equals 30, which equals the bookends of Father. So that's another beauty to mention in this whole Father at the dead center of ganglion. It's pretty glaring. So Father ohms, and then the GN add 21 to have the 3's offset. So ganglion and nerve both parallel Father. If you add the word cells, you just add more 3's to the part in, so Father ohms nerve cells, and that'll differ from ganglion by a multiple of 6, in fact 36, which is king. So back to our story. What is the definition of a ganglion versus a nerve? Is a nerve cell cluster, also known as nerve cells. You can say nerve cell cluster. I don't know, that'll, excuse me, no, nerve cell, group of nerve cell bodies, okay. And then you can point out the obvious, that obviously the plural form ganglia will have that same +1 offset that we already pointed out for the centrality of Father. Okay. Okay. So, where were we? That's fine, we solved ganglion. But what is, so let's knit together these three famous nerves, because that was the obvious thing. The maxillary, the ophthalmic, which goes to your eyeballs. So this is amazing. This is the one that divides by 3 on top. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's just so complicated. But simple as can be for us to solve all this. That's why we have computers and Wikipedia. And then, so this is so cool. What's this 3 fest going to add to? I'll give you a shot of this calculator so you can experience what I experience whenever I get something instantly for the first time. So what's the grand total of this flawless 3 fest ordained by heaven? Okay, I'll try and get something there. So here you go, maxillary, ophthalmic, mandibular, wow, 507. Look, the artistic effects is stunning, 255, 252 interleave. 3 times 13 times 13, and 13 is the 6 prime. Lovely 3 fest, a triple of 169, which is 13 squared. Beautiful. Now you can take off the word nerve and just marvel at these connections. That's a screaming 3. 3 times 3 times a 3rd prime is 7-fold set thereof. Hopscotch effect yields 15s, 15s. And then I would, let's put them in order though. Ophthalmic goes on top. Maxillary comes next. Wow, maxillary plus mandibular equals will you marry me? And then ophthalmic divides by 15 as well. So that's the full beauty of it. And then you can reintroduce the word nerve every time. Okay, so there you go. That was fun. Okay. Okay, so the trigeminal nerve, I can go deeper on that later, but I'm staying somewhat high level. And so we'll back up a little bit. So we solved the trigeminal nerve. And now, like from this diagram, it's like, boy, you want to kind of solve some of the other ones. Optic nerve, olfactory, that's crazy. And so that was really cool. The pons. And then the midbrain takes care of a lot of involuntary, yeah. That's flawless for father. As is that equals Holy Father. It's a Father Christ combo. And this is going to be Father overall, but you got to slow down. Yeah, cerebral cortex is a Father, Father. Wow, hindbrain and midbrain are both +1. Just like brain center. Oh, caramba. So famous phrases now like the center of the brain will now be a +1 stack, or brain center, also known as midbrain. So here we go. Ooh. Oh my gosh. All three words now become Father glorifying words. Midbrain, hindbrain, forebrain, and also center brain will all parallel Father perfectly. You need to talk like a physician if you're going to talk like God the Father. Midbrain, hindbrain, forebrain, and then let's center brain. So I just want to get the numbers. So this is Father plus 12. This is Father plus 21. This is Father plus 30. And this is Father plus 51. Yeah. Midbrain is particularly screaming out Father because I've preached on this before. The center is your +1 offset, and then this makes pure sixes, just like the design of Father. Okay, so we're really in the hot spot. And then when you say the midbrain, now you get even more letters that belong in Father. Hindbrain, similar glory. Forebrain, you know, the 3 + 2s, the 1 + 1, the rest letters divide by 3, just like in Father. Hindbrain, again, majority +2s over 2 + 1s, maintains that design. Enough said. Center brain, same deal. Okay. So it's all for Father, the designer of all this, the name above all names, God the Father. Okay. So, so that was cool. Solving these ones. And then so now the midbrain consists of, I was marveling, so tectum is the first thing listed. Human brainstem, midbrain. Oh, this is the brainstem. So this is the spinal cord. That's the hindbrain. A is the forebrain, and the B is the midbrain. Amazing. And spinal cord is a Jesus Father combo. Okay, so we solved all three of these terms for Father. So this is the forebrain, this is the midbrain, and this is the hindbrain, and this is the spinal cord. So we solved all those terms. But now the midbrain consists of the tectum, which is this is so cool. Wow, colloquiali is pure threes. Every letter divides by 3. Like, look at this harvest. Or look at what the calculator reports when I shove that thing through it. Every 3 under the sun. And look at the artistic effects, because you get love in there. 6 days of creation pattern, like pure, and letters and strokes divide by 3. So that's just a Trinity happy fest, this word. Colloquiali. And what's cool about this is inferior divides by 3, and superior, or no, both parallel Father, inferior and superior. So Father has this one totally cornered. And the word tectum is +1 for Father. It's Father plus 24. And wow, the letters that do not divide by 3 equal Father perfectly in tectum. So tectum, talk to me. What are you, and what do you have to say for yourself? Let's see. What does it do? It's Latin for the roof. Is a region of the brain, specifically dorsal part of the midbrain. It's contrary to which refers to the region. It's responsible for auditory and visual reflexes. And visual is beautiful, 42. So this is in control of eye movement. Auditory processing. That's a +1 corpora quadrimengia. And that's cool because this divides by 3. In fact, this is mind-blowing. The colluculi are referred to as the corpora quadrigemenia, where you have one, okay, +1 overall, just like each one is called the superior and inferior. This is getting a little bit gritty, a little bit detailed right now, but I would just like to solve tectum. Okay. So just quickly, or slowly, we got time, I guess. This is so cool, solving the midbrain for the Father. So, so tectum is tectum equals Father plus 24. But look at the 24. It's the two letters that divide by 3. Just like there's a 24 in the two letters that divide by 3 in Father. Pretty glaring. But the coolest thing of all that hit me instantly is that there's 6 letters. You know, there's the 3 plus 2s and the single plus 1. Amazingly, it's pure 6. That is so amazing how tectum is just totally Father. And as scientists discover more about the tectum, we'll be even more amazed about what this thing does. But the T and the E and the T parallel these by 6s. The T differs from an H by 12. An A differs from an M by 12. And then the CU equals the FR in order, as C is 3 less than an F, and a U is 3 higher than an R. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. So again, a T equals a T. Let's, a T equals a T, an E equals an E. A T is then 12 points higher than an H, and okay, and then an M is 12 points higher than an A, and that's your overall offset of 24. And then the CU equals the FR in order. C goes up 3 to an F, U comes down 3 to an R, both all dividing by 3. That's totally perfect. Tectum for the Father. So that's why I'm like, what does the tectum do? And then this is so cool because inferior colloquiali is +1 for Father, just like superior colloquiali, which goes higher, 27 higher. And then colloquiali is pure 3s, like pure 6s in fact, which is ridiculous. And in fact, like all the way up until here, it's pure 3s. That's like insane. It's like the +1 offset is right there. So right up until there, that's the 34 at the dead center of Father in the word inferior. And then right in here, that's 61, exactly 3 points higher than Father. So it's glaring how Father takes the inferior colloquiali and the superior colloquiali. And I'm just like, so this is where we are in the gold mine. We're in the midbrain. This is the inferior colloquiali. Boy, there's a lot of data on that. Function. Okay, there's a lot you can read about. I'm here to solve the obvious first and foremost. Even if you call it the optic tectum, that maintains 3's offset. I would like the 2-sentence children's summary of what it does. Like its function. Function. Like sometimes Wikipedia, you're just like, can you give me like a 1-sentence children's summary at the top of each section to save me a lot of time? You know, I think that'd be a good project for Wikipedia. It's like a 1-sentence summary at the top of every section. You know? Okay, it's pretty cool, but there's a lot of. All right, let's just stay high level. I'll read more later. And the cerebral pundicle. So we are in the midbrain there. +1, +2. There's a Christ Father combo. And I marveled at how this one just kept it going. That's equals Holy Father. All right, that's cool. Yeah, the hindbrain is your vital processes. Even vital is +1 bodily. Okay, that was awesome. So let's back up the truck to where we began this. Oh, we were going to solve the ear stuff. So there were some big finds here. And we got into the trigeminal nerve. I might get into some more of the cranial nerves. I'm just and then I was going to dig into some more of the ear. That's cool. So you have the outer ear +1, you have the middle ear +2, and then you have the inner ear divides by 3. Alright, so knit those together, a happy 3. Outer, middle, inner. Wow. Yeah, it's all interleaved. Interestingly, in this case, so the pinna, the middle ear, crazy. So that would be a +1 tympanic membrane. I would really interesting. Ay, ay, ay. That's a nice father combo. Oh boy, lots to look at. Well, we looked at a lot in the inner ear. Outer ear is flawless for father. What is the tragus? Oh, that's the little guy right there. The tragus parallels Jesus, is Jesus plus 12. The tragus, and what is that called? The helix. Ooh, well that's pretty cool because Father's on top. Let's just take a quick look at the outer ear just for fun. Where's the helix is the folded over outside edge of the ear. So let's state the obvious for Father. So Father is on top. Oh yeah. And wow. Both these divide by 3, so every word has some beauty. You can, oracle is just beautiful. Oracle equals Jehovah and has pairwise 3s from the inside out with screaming love in there. Easy. The oracle. The visible part of the ear that resides outside the head. And pinna also. Pinna, this is confirmed by the fact that pinna equals love. Okay, so pinna equals love, oracle equals love plus 15 equals Jehovah. But look what's on top, the helix. Start with what everyone can see and play with. Is the prominent rim of the oracle, it's the top. Father's on top. There, the helix is on top. Helix. Helix is the prominent rim of the oracle. What the? Yeah, the helix. Lobule is also plus 1 for Father. And they're glaring words for Father because they have 2 plus 2s, and the rest of the letters all divide by 3, so plus 2s exceeds plus 1s by 2 perfectly in helix and lobule. So Father, and this was a revelation, also known as your lobe. So whether you call it your ear lobe or your ear lobule, it's flawless for Father. There is just so I can bring scripture in here, the priests, God told the priests in the Old Testament to anoint their earlobe, their right thumb, and their big toe as a sign of consecration to the Father. And so all of these terms are plus 1 for Father. Earlobe equals Father, thumb is 6 points higher, and big toe equals Father, okay? Some pretty major parts of the human body, okay? And they, is Father plus 6. And so now we're going deeper and look at, so the helix is also on top, the lobule officially also like the lobe. So helix for Father, helix equals Father, wow, equals earlobe, oh my gosh. So the helix is the top of the ear. And of course helix is famous for other reasons like DNA structure, the double helix. And by the way, let's do that one. Double helix is therefore a Christ-Father combo, the great double helix of all DNA. Okay, so double parallels Christ. In fact, it's Christ minus 18. Wow. And helix parallels Father. It equals Father, 0. And so double helix is a flawless. And whenever you put Christ and Father together, you frequently get this interleave of 3s and the hopscotch effect, both teams divide by 3. And the whole thing equals mathematician divides by 9. The double helix has been solved. And so remember, the word double, just like the word triple, parallels Christ. Okay? It's perfect for Christ, just like the word triple. Okay? So you have 2 plus 2s right here. Then you have a single plus 1 right here. And then you have 3 letters that divide by 3. Bang, bang, bang. And you can study those offsets even more for homework. And then helix equals Father. Okay? So the famous phrase double helix equals Christ, it parallels Christ plus Father flawlessly in their design. Wow. And then now look at how the word helix, you know, is built to point to Father. Well, the HE equals the HE, and AT equals an LI, and then the FR equals X, everything divided by 6. Good night. Good night. The double helix of DNA has now been solved in world history for the glory of Christ and the Father combined. Wow. Gorgeous, isn't it? And so, you know, for the official record, this is 117 divides by 9, and this equals 135 divides by 9. And, okay. There you go. So helix is on top of the ear. I didn't know that. I didn't know this was called a helix. Well, now I know. It's because Father is on top, and then earlobe equals 58. But it's officially called lobule, which is mind-blowing because I believe that might equal this. I believe that equals the same thing. It does, because I already know without doing it, because this, oh no, sorry, this equals the, I was getting, if I said the earlobe, there would be a lot of correspondence. That equals water equals 67 equals Father plus 9, okay? So, offset from Father. So, there you go. And again, in all these words, the number of plus 2's exceeds the number of plus 1's by 2 exactly, just like in Father. And I really like lobule and helix because they contain no plus 1's. Well, 2 is offset from 0 by 2. In this case, 3 is offset from 1 by 2 to match the 3 over top of the 1 in Father. So there you go, we solved helix. That's amazing. Oh man. So here's your ear. Helix equals Father, because Father is on top. And I always like to preach this one. Why are there glowing red exit signs all over this universe that are in the center and on top of buildings and on the top of ceilings and warehouses? Because exit equals Father. Because Father's on top. And he's also in the center. Okay, that now you know why there's glowing red and green exit signs all over this universe. And it's the last thing you read when you exit any building. Okay. By the way, emergency exit is a, is a Christ Father combo again. So emergency is again. Now this is so cool. I get to preach on this now. I'm going to put these two snugged up. Look at this. Look at double helix and emergency exit, so that you can understand the glory of Christ and Father in every single realm of history. You got the double helix of DNA, and then you got an emergency exit, as in every single airplane, every single building, every single vehicle and building of any sort that God is sovereign over safety codes, and you have an emergency exit. So again, in emergency, the number of plus 2's exceeds the number of plus 1's by 1 perfectly, thereby paralleling Christ flawlessly. Furthermore, the offset from Christ is plus 18, which is king, 6's, and then exit equals Father. And does the exact same thing as helix, where you have 2 letters that are plus 2, no less. They are 2 letters, 2 of the plus 2's that exist in Father, and then the I equals the HA in Father, and X again, just like in helix, equals the FR. So, emergency, 18 points higher than Christ. Exit equals Father. Emergency exit, Christ Father, Father gets the last word. Double helix, double, 18 points less than Christ, helix equals Father, Father gets the last word. So what does emergency exit add to? Well, obviously it's going to be amazingly, you know, it's just, so now I can just, why don't I just, you know, you put their names at the center of all this, Christ plus Father. Oh, this is 153. So emergency exit equals the same digits as Christ plus Father. And there's a very special 3 in the Bible. The third time Jesus appeared after his resurrection, he made the disciples catch 153 fishes. And that's the number we're staring at here for the Trinity, okay? Emergency exit equals 153, the same digits as Christ plus Father. And this parallels Christ, and then exit equals Father. Okay? So now you know why it's called emergency exit, and now you know why it's everywhere in the universe. And an emergency exit is something you go through in order to escape destruction. Okay? So you need to confess Christ and the Father and the Holy Trinity in order to escape the destruction of hell. That's one thing that comes to mind. But, you know, an emergency exit is always very prominently marked. You can, it's always at the center, Father's on top, exit signs everywhere. This reminds me of another thing in your car called the emergency brake. And brake parallels Father because you have the 3 plus 2s and the single plus 1, the rest letters divided by 3. In fact, brake is minus 21 from Father. So now you have your emergency brake, okay, is a Christ-Father combo. And in shorthand, you also just simply call it the E brake. Well, E maintains plus 2 offset for Christ. Brake is flawless for Father. E-brake is a beautiful, simple, tidy package for Christ and Father. Say, oh, the E-brake, also known as the emergency brake. Okay, so a lot of beautiful Christ-Father combos given to you here. The double helix, the emergency exit. And when I fly in airplanes, I have, as a personal testimony, I have very frequently been given an emergency exit seat because I'm so tall. So I know this one well. I mean, I've always been there. Okay, emergency exit. And then the emergency room in the hospital is a Christ Father combo, where the room provides your plus 1. It's 3 points higher than Father. Emergency is Christ, emergency room. And when you put Christ and Father together, there's always this gorgeous interleave of 3s and all these beautiful love patterns, and then you get 156, which is precisely 3 points higher than emergency exit. And most emergency rooms will have an emergency exit, and then you're really in the hot zone. Okay, life and death. Emergency room to the glory of, so emergency Christ, room Father, and how many souls have gotten saved in emergency rooms all over the universe. By the way, the word hospital is plus 1 for Father, and you knew that was a special place. That was where most people officially became fathers and mothers as far as the birth is concerned. I absolutely declare that conception, and I've preached on the details and the words of it before, conception is the official point of fatherhood and motherhood. Okay. Anyways, hospital, easy for Father. It's pretty simple. It contains spit at the center, which parallels Father, and then you get these 3s coming outwards, and 36 in fact. And okay, so all right. So we solved the helix, we solved the lobule. Tragus was Christ. So see, then you get to knit them together. Well, the tragus, you know, hooks up with the lobule. Christ blends into Father. So tragus plus lobule is another Christ-Father combo. There, it equals 153. It equals the same thing as emergency exit and all the other, and the same digits as we just shared above. Christ. So tragus, Christ, lobule, Father. In fact, this is disturbing because tragus was plus 9 from Christ, and lobule was plus 9 from Father. Like, just obvious as day. Like, tragus plus 9 from Christ, lobule plus 9 from Father. Oh my goodness. They are side by side, just like they're standing, just like they've been inseparable from the foundation of the universe. Okay, so by way of review, tragus, Christ, lobule, Father. You can also put tragus together with helix, because technically it would... Can't believe... Simba, you can solve all this stuff, so it's plus 2, save them, that divides by 3. Concha parallels Christ. So then you can knit Christ, concha together with lobule. Antitragus will now turn into a 3-fest. Tubercle is another Christ. So I marvel, like helix and lobule are at the top and the bottom for Father, and then tragus and tubercle are in the middle for Christ, and even crus of helix also parallels Christ. So this whole midsection here is plus 2s for Christ. Tubercle is plus 2 for Christ. And then helix and lobule are Father on top and on the bottom. How does tubercle? We are solving your ear, and not yours only. Oh my gosh, tubercle equals tragus. Well, there's a divine confirmation for you. Unbelievable, and yet perfectly believable. Are you kidding me? Tubercle equals tragus. 9 points higher than Christ. 12 points higher than Jesus. Tubercle equals tragus, Christ, and then so the tubercle blends into the helix. So now, again, tubercle plus helix is just a beautiful Christ, Father combo, and your ear is just there. See, I told you it always makes magic. It always makes very beautiful. 144, 12 times 12. And there's the hopscotch effect, yielding 2 teams of 12 that divide by 12. In fact, one is double the other. That's ordained by heaven. You're just seeing more of the glory. Tubercle plus helix equals God bless you, but Father gets the last word. Christ is sitting right there. There you go. Christ, tubercle, helix, Father. Christ, tragus, lobule, Father. Just, if you say those 2 words all day long, Christ, Father, you'll probably be so heavenly, you'll just be like, okay. Oh, I can't believe there's names. There has to be names for all this, because how will doctor... Now, to some degree, now you know why, like, it's like God wanted names for all this stuff. He works through people, which is mind-blowing. Wait a second. Hey, interestingly, antihelix is a father-father double, because anta is flawless for Father in its design. So allow me to preach. So yeah, that's a glaring one. Antihelix is a father-father double. Simba gave him. Okay, we hit some of the big ones. Okay, let's back up just a twinge. Oh, so the helix comes all the way around the top, and the tubercle. This is all the stuff you learned in school. Triangular fossa is also on top. That's plus 1. Triangular fossa is plus 1. Plus 1 supplied by triangular. Beautiful. I just, the letters and strokes divide by 3 just like in Father. And it's bookended and chain linked with 3s. But it parallels Father, triangular fossa. You're just like, in fact, you're going to love this one. This is going to blow your mind. You see how it takes faith and patience to get some of the best goods? Triangular fossa equals Father plus 1, 2, 3 perfectly. I kid you not. Do the math for yourself. Trinity glorified while Father is pointed to in triangular fossa. According to this diagram, that is near the top of your ear. It's what gives you all the beauty that made that person fall in love with you. Oh, I just love his triangular fossas. They are so perfect. And truly they are, if you actually appreciate someone. Okay. Helix is in the house. Triangular fossa. That's incredible. I'm like, I need more shots of that triangle. Is there any verbiage on this? Why is it called the triangular fossa? Why? How did that name come to be? Is there any data? Or is it just, you know, a name that no one... Medical definition. Why is it called the triangular fossa? I guess you could just... It's obviously a triangle, I'm assuming. Yeah, there it is in there, but it's Father plus 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, everything that's on top is plus 1. Helix equals Father. But then superior crux is +1. And stunningly so, because this is provides your +1, and it's just a gold train of 3s after that. And then triangular foci was flawless, Father +1, 2, 3. So clearly Father's on top.